Ellen White. Mission to Australia. Faith across the seas. By the late 1880s, Ellen was no longer young. The years of tireless travel, public speaking, and writing had left their mark. Her hair had turned silver, and her body, though still strong, carried the memory of exhaustion and sacrifice. Yet her eyes, those calm, steady eyes, still burned with conviction and purpose. The Adventist movement, which she had helped shape through decades of visions and counsel, was expanding across continents. But in 1891, Ellen received a call that would test her faith and endurance like never before. A call to leave her homeland and sail to the distant land of Australia. When church leaders first suggested that she go, many expected her to decline. The journey was long, over 7,000 miles across dangerous seas, and Ellen was 63 years old. Her health had again begun to fail, and the thought of leaving her family and friends behind was painful. But deep within her heart, she felt a quiet conviction. She wrote in her journal, "The Lord's hand is in this. I must go where He sends me." And so, in December 1891, Ellen boarded the Alameda in San Francisco, accompanied by her son William and several helpers. The voyage took weeks, crossing the Pacific under scorching sun and restless waves. At times she grew so ill that she could barely stand. Yet she used every spare moment to write letters, counsel leaders, and encourage her fellow passengers. "Even here," she said, "there are souls to reach." When she finally arrived in Sydney, Australia, Ellen faced not the comfort of a prepared home but the raw challenge of a pioneer mission. The Adventist church there was small and struggling, its workers few, its finances thin. There were no established institutions, no schools, no sanitariums, no printing press. Poverty and disease were widespread. Many people had never even heard of the Adventist faith. Still, Ellen did not lose heart. "We must begin where we are," she said, with faith in the Lord's promise. She rented a modest home in the town of Cooranbong, about 75 miles north of Sydney. The land was rough and swampy, full of mosquitoes and leeches, and many told her it was useless. But Ellen walked through the brush and declared, "This is where the Lord wants His work to grow." With her encouragement, the believers cleared the land, built simple cottages, and planted gardens. It was there that Avondale College, one of the first Christian schools in the region, was born. Ellen dreamed of a place where education would unite physical work, mental discipline, and spiritual devotion. Students learned not only from books but by farming, building, and serving others. "True education," she said, "is the harmonious development of body, mind, and soul." Ellen also urged the establishment of a health institution. She often spoke of how physical healing opened hearts to spiritual truth. In 1898, under her guidance, the Sydney Sanitarium and Hospital opened its doors, a beacon of light and care in the heart of the colony. Her years in Australia were not easy. She lived in humble conditions, often facing financial hardship. At times, she had to sell her own writings to support the mission. She endured loneliness, illness, and the ache of being so far from home. Yet she wrote some of her most powerful and beloved books during that period, including The Desire of Ages, her moving portrayal of the life of Christ. Those who worked beside her described her as gentle but firm, with an almost unshakable sense of purpose. When discouragement swept through the mission, Ellen would rise before dawn to pray, walking among the gum trees in quiet conversation with God. Her faith seemed to renew everyone around her. "Do not be afraid of small beginnings," she told them. "If God is with us, this work will rise." And rise it did. By the time Ellen left Australia in 1900, the church there had been transformed. There were thriving schools, churches, publishing houses, and medical centers, all built on the foundation she had helped lay. People who had once doubted the mission's survival now saw it as one of the brightest centers of Adventist influence in the world. As Ellen boarded the ship to return to America, the people gathered at the dock wept openly. They had come to love her not as a distant prophet but as a mother, one who had shared their hardships and shown them how to live by faith in the face of uncertainty. Standing on the deck, Ellen looked back at the shoreline fading into the mist. Her heart was full, but her work was not yet done. "I go where God calls," she wrote once more, "and wherever He leads, His light will follow." Her mission to Australia had proven more than a journey across oceans. It was a living testament to her lifelong belief that obedience, no matter the cost, always brings fruit in God's time. The seeds she planted there would continue to grow for generations, transforming not just the land but hearts across the world.